She's a great friend of mine. Hilari joined Isagenix in 2006 and became an executive 5 weeks later. Wow, you're so amazing. She has built her business on the principles she learned growing up in a rural farming community. Nothing can replace hard work, never giving up when things get challenging or don't go exactly according to your plan. Nothing is more important than relationships and sincerely wanting to help others. Faith and family are the cornerstone of her life and in building her Isagenix business. Hilari and her husband, Justin, build the business together as a team. Each has found their unique role, and together they want to inspire and show other couples and families it is possible. What is possible? The Isagenix Millionaire has earned numerous awards such as the Rising Star, Shooting Star, the Spirit of Isagenix, the U.S. Team Builder Award, the prestigious Woman of the Year Award. The accolades are truly appreciated, but Hilari believes her greatest assets to success are her husband, Justin, and their 5 children, Lucas, Caden, Emercy, Fisher, and Deacon. Together, they remain dedicated to giving back and so that other families can enjoy the same blessings Isagenix has given them. She is a 15-star platinum, 13-star crystal executive. So thank you so much, Hilari, for being on with us today. We are so excited to have you share with us.
Awesome. Well, I'm so excited to be here, and I just want to there we go. Technology is awesome. Okay, so I am so excited to be here with you guys, and I just want to thank Trudy, first of all, for asking me and Cindy to be a part of this group of amazing women who, are pouring into you guys today. And we want to do this today, you guys, really because we want to, give back what Isagenix has given to us. That's why I want to be on here today. And I took notes from what Susan said and what Trudy said, and I love that Trudy said it's 3 things. It's grit, persistency, and consistency that will make you successful in this business, because I can tell you that I've been here almost 12 years. It'll be 12 years in May that my husband and I have been with Isagenix, and our journey is a little different than, the stories you've heard before. But when we started, we were in a place where I was desperately looking for a change in my life. I would come home from what I was doing at the time, and I would literally cry. I would tell my husband, like, there's got to be something more. I know God has more for my life than this, for our life than this. And I didn't know what it was. And so when I was approached with Isagenix through an email, actually, a lady said, I heard you speak at an event. I think that you'd be great at this. Would you look at it? My heart had been really burned by the network marketing industry. And so I was not open to Isagenix as much as I should have been. But what she said at the end of her email was, I had been praying every night for an answer. And she said, if you believe in miracles, please call me. And I thought, okay, I don't know this woman, but I trust that you have a plan for me, God. And so I'm going to call her. And I did, you guys. And I went to an event in Salt Lake City. And that event changed my life. And I'm just going to share with you, at that event, Jimmy Smith was there, and he shared about, everybody shared about the products, and our products are incredible. You heard Susan, like, I took so many notes, like, her brain is so complex for my simple brain. I'm like, oh my gosh, she knows everything. Like, you don't have to know all of that to be successful. I don't know all the stuff she knows. I just know that when I heard people's results, I thought, if this product works for me like it did for those people, and if I can understand how to share this vision of not just the products changing lives, but the compensation changing lives, I can make an impact. And so Jimmy Smith, who is amazing, has mentored me. And I'm going to share with you something that he shared with me that day. And I sat in the back of the room with more month than money. And we were at the time, because of leaving one career into another, we were broke for a moment. And I want to say to you, if you're listening, there's a difference between poor and broke. Poor is a mindset. And that's not what we were. But we were in a moment of brokenness, if that makes sense to people. And so if you're listening to this, that may not be you, but if it's not, it's the person next to you, because so many people are praying for an answer to their finances. And when I sat in the back of the room and I heard this, I thought, never again am I going to be in this moment, because of what I'm going to show you right here. So I'm going to pull up my whiteboard, and I am going to share this with you guys. You guys can see my whiteboard good? Awesome. Okay, so here's what Jimmy showed us that day, and it blew my mind. And I'm going to share these numbers with you. So just follow me here, and I'm going to use my fingers so you can actually see this drawn out. And I want you guys to draw it out at your presentations. Draw this out for everybody. Really cast a vision. So Jimmy said, how many of you know 2 people, just 2 people that would want better health, more time freedom, more lean muscle, whatever you're, all the different benefits of Isagenix. How many of you know 2 people? Your job is to take those 2 people and to teach them to share with 2 people so they can start to get their food paid for. Okay. And you guys, if people are getting paid, the retention is high, your business just grows and grows. And that's what you want, right? Is the residual. So he said, if 2 people tell 2, you have 4, then you have 8, you have 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, and I'm writing these numbers down so you guys can actually write this down. 512, 1,024, and you'll do it so many times you'll have it memorized. 2,048, 4,096, 8,192. Okay, so just follow me here. Just 13 levels of everybody sharing with just 2 people. Okay, all of you know 2 people who know 2 people who know 2 people. 13 levels down, you have 8,192 people that are on your team, because I'm going to show you in our compensation plan, once you share with 2, you're able to earn the 6% residual for everybody below you. So 8,192 people, you guys, write that number down. Okay, got it? So 8,192 people. And they're all ordering 120 BV a month. And you guys, if you're using Isagenix, you know that is so simple to do. Like my family orders like 1,000 BV a month because there's 7 of us. So, I mean, you can definitely do that. So you're having that is the BV they're ordering. So you multiply that out. That's 983,040 BV. Okay. So take all that BV, and we know it takes 900 BV to generate a cycle, which I'm going to show you. 900 BV, so you divide that by 900 BV, and that is 1,092 cycles. Okay, so our 1,092 cycles at $54 a cycle, that means you're earning $59,310 a month at 1,092 cycles. Yeah. $54 a month, $59,310. So for the year, that'd be $711,720. And when you max out a business center, when you have 250 cycles in that center, that is $702,000, you guys. So I remember sitting in the back of the room with Jimmy sharing this, and thinking, yeah, but not everybody's going to order and people are going to send stuff back. And this is when Jimmy said the most powerful thing that I've ever heard in network marketing. He said, okay, 711,000, right? Write that down for you guys. I want you to see this in big print. Jimmy said, what if you fail 90% of the time and you only have 10% success? What would you make? You'd make $70,000 a year for your family if you were only 10% successful. And let me tell you this. I mean, I'm so fired up right now, I'm shaking. Like, if you're on here on Saturday, you're not a 90% failure person. I sat in the back of the room and I was like, I don't fail at 90% of anything I put my mind to. No, and then I was like, I don't fail at 50%. Well, wait a minute. If I could just do 90%, oh my gosh, what would the 90% be? The 90% would be, for $600,000 a year. And we had never made close to that. You guys have to understand, we live in a town of 900 people in the northwest corner of Missouri. I literally have a cable hooked to my computer so that it runs on the internet because we live in the middle of nowhere. I remember sitting there thinking, we're going to do this. I'm going to come home. I called my husband from the hotel room and I was like, Justin, we're going to earn $1 million a year. And he was like, what did they tell you? Like, you guys have to understand at the end of the month, we had enough money to get to the next month. Like, we didn't have, this big successful thing happening, but I understood that this could give us freedom. And so I was so fired up about that. So let me get back over here to my PowerPoint now. And what keeps me fired up now in this Isagenix journey is that, we have a family. So we've got 4 of our own little kids. They are 11, 9, 5, and 3. And then 7 years ago, we took in a 17-year-old from our community who really needed a family, because Isagenix had given us the freedom to do that, you guys, that we had earned enough when we had the time freedom that Justin had come home from his job working at a nuclear facility. And he came home, he's in the gray at the bottom, and Lucas was 17 and he needed a family that would tell him he had value and worth. And that's what we gave him. He graduated graduated from college in May. He's working on his master's degree. He's the first kid from his family, person from his family ever to go to school. I mean, this is your why. You better have a why that burns so deep in your gut that when all those people tell you no, and people say you can't do it and you're not smart enough, and who do you think you are, that you just put your blinders on and you could care less what they think. Because these people on the screen are what matter to me. And these kids over here on the right, these are the kids that we sponsor. It's so amazing, you guys. My little boy who's 5, his name's Fisher. He's awesome. And he comes down every morning when I'm reading my Bible and he finds me and he says, can we pray for our kids? And we go in the hallway and we sit in front of this board and we pray for them. And he's 5. But you know what he understands? He understands that because his mommy gets on the computer and his mommy shares with people, people have hope. And that is what we are. I don't know which one of them said it, but we are dealers of hope. We allow ourselves and other people to dream again. You know, my husband grew up with very limited means of income, but he loves Alabama football and he has since he was a little boy. And now I take him to the games and we go all over. I travel with my friends to the Grand Canyon and we hiked that Grand Canyon and had an awesome time. We have allowed ourselves to dream again because of Isogenics. And so if you're listening to this and you're thinking, can I possibly do this? I am no different than you. I just had, like Trudy said, grit and persistence and consistency. And if you will take those 3 things she said and you will apply them to your life now, anything is possible. And I'm going to show you how we've built this. And it may be different than you've done it, but these are just the things that we've done and how I share this with my team so that you can have the freedom for you and your family. So who do I share with? I share with every single person that is around me. I share with people with dreams like I had. I share with people needing solutions. And so it's up to you whether you want to be 1 foot in, 2 feet in, you know, depending upon how much you want to share, what you want to do, that's up to you. When I went to my first event, I told Jimmy Smith, I said, I'm going to go home and I'm going to share with 100 people in my first 30 days. And he said, okay. And I told my husband, I'm going to share with 100 people in the first 30 days. And he was like, go do it. And I sat with 41 people, you guys. We didn't have Zoom or Facebook or smartphones back then. I've been here forever. It's just that isogenesis makes me look so young. No, I'm teasing. And so there goes my ADD. See, I was teasing the girls and I have a little bit of that. But so here's the deal. It's that you guys, like I just did the work, you know, like we didn't have any of the stuff you had. We had no bonuses. We had cycles. We had no websites. We had a DVD and I took the DVD to people's houses. I put it in, I played a 5-minute video and I said, how could this change your life? And then I shared with them and I was passionate. And you guys, people will follow a passionate person right off the edge of a cliff because people are sick of their boring, mundane life. And so I'm just telling you, that's how I feel about it. And so you're going to get this little debit card. They're going to pay you on it. The company hasn't missed a check in 15, 16 years now. So don't worry about that. Just keep sharing with people. And the more people you share with, the more you'll get paid. And we have a lady on our team who's earned multiple $1 million with our company. Her name is Robin. She's awesome. I did a presentation in her house. There were like 40 people there. People were like, how do you get paid? How do you get paid? And if you know Robin Dunda, she's got blonde Texas hair and she's awesome. And she always has that much energy that's not fake. And she said, well, I don't know how I make money, but as long as I keep telling people, they're going to pay me. And I'm like, she's right. And, you know, she's earned $2 million later. You know, I want you guys to understand how this works. We make money a lot of different ways, but by the time we get done with this call, you're going to understand or have a better understanding. And I encourage you to watch the replay over and over and over until you get it. Because if I had been talking to somebody about Isogenics and they had shown me all these amazing products, I'm going to be really straight with you. That wasn't what I was looking for at the time. I was looking for a way to create freedom for my family. And so, you know, Jimmy Smith was smart enough to show me how to earn money with this. And when he did that, like now we have over 270,000 people on our team that have taken a shake. So their lives have been changed by the shakes. But it was because I saw this. So you want to understand this. First of all, our product introduction bonuses, or we call them PIBs. And every time you share with someone new, personally, the company's going to pay you a bonus. So, you know, we love the value pack, kind of like Trudy shared with you and Susan. So that's the pack we always share with. It's $100 PIB if you start with that. Any of our getting started packs are $25 PIB. And then our awesome premium pack is $50 PIB. So this is Canadian. I wanted Canadians to be able to see this. So their value pack, if you're listening from Canada, hello, Canada. So you will get, if you share the value pack, 110 PIB in Canadian. If you're sharing the getting started pack, it's $30 PIB. And if you're doing the premium pack, it's 55. So you guys, the beauty of the company is now offer double PIB. And for those of you that are just joining our company, you have no idea how good you have it. All these bonuses I'm sharing came into play in 2009. You guys, I want you to understand that when the economy was tanking and other companies were cutting incomes and people were losing their jobs, Kathy Coover and Jim sat around a table with the executives and said, how do we give more back to the field? And this is what they introduced was our, our PIBs and our rank advancement. So if you get those now in your weekly checks, be so grateful, because when we started, these were not available. So I really want you to understand the power of the PIB. Never enroll one person in a week is what I would tell you, because you leave money on the table. So in this first example, you're enrolling someone with the value pack, you're going to get $100 PIB, right? But if you share with 2 people in the same calendar week, which is Monday through Sunday night, the company doubles your PIB. So you enroll a value pack on a Tuesday, a value pack on a Saturday, and now you make $400 instead of $100. It is such a huge difference, you guys. $400 a week times 4 weeks, that would be a $1,600 a month income just from 2 value packs a week. So don't, pass over the PIBs. Make sure your team understands how they work. So now I'm going to show you the cycle. The cycle is the bread and butter. It is the residual income. If you understand this, no one and nothing will stop you from pursuing this, because you will understand what freedom it can give for you, your children. It is a legacy that you're creating for your family. So when you enroll, you're going to share. The first person's going to go on your left and then your right. And when Jimmy was coaching me, Jimmy said, I was in the military and it was really simple. They taught me march left, right, left, right, left. And he's like, that's what I did. And that's how I built my team. And this is what he taught me, because you guys, some of you may be in a place on the tree where you're getting, people from above you, and some of you may be in a place where you're not. And I hear a lot of people, I'm going to address this, complain about placement. Like, oh, if I was on that leg, then I'd have that business. No, you wouldn't, because you're negative and complaining. So you'd have what you have. But if you're going to build what you're going to build, the company I was with before, I had to have 20 women who all had teams of 30 people who all ordered $200 in the same month for 4 months in a row. Like, how did I even live through that? So this, you guys, is so simple. You have 2 teams. So I don't want to hear complaining, because when I was enrolled, I was put on the inside leg of my enrolling sponsor. And I love you, Tammy. I never thought, like, why isn't she giving me people? You know what she gave me? The opportunity. And that's what you have today, is the opportunity. So do not blame your upline. Do not blame your downline. If your business isn't where you want it to be, get out your mirror and go, crap, what better I start doing today to get my business where it needs to go? Because you're responsible for your success. And so in this example here, you guys, like I just said, we have like 260-some thousand people on our team, and not one has been put below us that I didn't enroll or one of our people enrolled. And that is an awesome thing. So if you're on an inside leg, or whatever you want to call it, just build 2 legs. That's your job. And as your team starts to build, they're going to build their 2 legs. And when everybody does that, it's a beautiful thing. And what happens, you guys, is you get paid on every single person below you, irregardless of depth. If you can understand that, like, my degrees are in finance. So when I saw these numbers, I was like, this cannot be for real. I mean, that was one of the first questions I asked Jimmy is, do they pay you every week? Like, is this for real? And he was like, yeah. And I mean, it's amazing. So I want you guys to really understand this, and I'm going to touch on it again, but I want you to understand what these things mean. Because if you're brand new watching this today, I want you to understand. If you've been in for a while, you're like, I know what this means. Well, that's great. This isn't for you right now. So this is for the new person. So your PV is your personal volume. You need to order 100 minimum in personal volume every 30 days, not every month, every 30 days. That's going to keep you active. And you want to be active because that allows you to accrue the volume of everyone below you. And I'm going to show you what I mean here. So here you are at the top. All the orange people are yours. The blue people are people that someone on your team's enrolled, or you've got passed down from someone above you. What happens is when you generate as a team 600 on one leg and 300 business volume, that's everybody's orders accumulating together, that totals 900. You earn 6% of that, which is 54 US, 60 Canadian. So you guys, you have to understand how powerful this is. You have to share with 2 people who order 100 BV and you order 100 BV, or accumulates to 100 BV, and you get paid on all that volume below you. You guys, I know people in Isogenics who have 2 personal enrollments, who have maxed out compensation plan. She's my mom. We enrolled my mom. My mom has 2 people, my dad and one of her friends, that order every single month, the 3 of them. And she has a maxed out compensation plan. She makes over $700,000 a year. Can you understand that? Like, is everybody in that position? No. But do I know a lot of people who are? Yes. Because it's the magic of of how we get paid. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Isogenics. And so here it is again. So you only have to have 2 people personally enrolled, but you get paid on the volume that's accruing. So you see 600 comes up the left, 300 comes up the right. That's the computer goes 900 BV, pay her. How many times can a cycle happen? All the time. Right now when we're doing this, we have people across the world in Malaysia and Australia. They're out sharing. We're making cycles from that. You know, like Warren Buffett says, you need to find a business where you get paid while you sleep. That's what you need to do. And that's what Isogenics is, you guys, because the auto ships come through at night and you wake up and you made money while you slept. I mean, I don't know. I just still think it's crazy. Like when I see my checks on Monday, I'm like, is this for real? Like, it's just so incredible. And you guys, we all started at the same place. I started with 1 cycle and no bonuses, and built it to 2 cycles and 3 cycles and 10 cycles from consistency and persistency. And if you've been in, you know, before the bonuses, before 2009 and you're listening, I applaud you, because it is a much different animal than what we have now. And it took consistency to, you know, get your cycles growing. So I just want to say thank you for going first. And so here is our holdover volume. If you've ever done network marketing before, you will understand this. I went from a corporate job where I was on a hamster wheel into network marketing where I went on a hamster wheel, because I was with a company where at the end of every month, all of our volume went to 0 and we started over again every single month. And in Isogenics, you'll never do that, which is like, praise the Lord, as long as you have your 100 BV every 30 days. So on the left, 1,000 BV is accrued. On the right, 400 BV is accrued. The company pulls out the 600 and 300, pays you the $54, which is the cycle, and you get the remainder in your banks. And as soon as it goes back to 600, 300, you get paid again, paid again, paid again. You guys, this is so incredible that you never start over again. I mean, you really, if this is your first, if Isogenics is your first network marketing company, like take a moment, like kiss the ground and be like, thank you, Jesus, because it's amazing. If you have, yeah. And if you've been from other network marketing companies, you know what I'm talking about. So cycle payouts, I'm going to go through this quickly. I just think you need to have a goal. I'm very visual. I can move my computer screen and show you I have all these big Post-it notes taped to my wall, because that's how I need to visualize. So put up what you want your cycles to be. If you know you need to replace $56,000 a year, put up 20 cycles on the wall. And I know you're going to make money through rank advancement and PIB and pool, but I want you to generate the income you need based on cycle, because cycles are forever. Cycles are our real compensation plan. All the other things are like additions or things the company has added, but the cycles are really the basis. So we've always worked on growing our cycles to where we want. All the other stuff happens when you grow your cycles and when you help your team to grow their cycles. So this is like one of my favorite slides ever, because it really shows you the power of residual income. So if you are complaining and you're saying to me, like, oh, I'm only cycling 4 times a week. I want you to take your finger and trace across. At 4 times a week of cycling, you're making $11,274 a year in residual income. That means you told somebody once, you coach them, and every month when they order, you're getting paid. You're not going out and trading time for money for the $11,000. It is residual. Now keep going across. You'd have to have $375,000 in your bank account at 3% interest to get you the same income as you would from 4 cycles a week. Like, for real? Like, what do you think is going to be easier? Cycling 4 times a week or building $400,000 in your savings account? You guys, I'm here to tell you, if you would stop complaining and moaning and whining about where your cycles are stuck at, and you would go put that energy into sharing with new people that you can change their life and be passionate about helping others, you'll never look at your cycles again. I mean, for so long, Kathy would say to me, well, how many cycles are you at this week? And some of you may think this sounds like ignorance, but it's not. I would say, I don't know, but I could tell you exactly where my top 4 people's cycles were to the dot. Because what I knew is if I could help this person get to 2-star and this person get to 1-star and this person win top achievers, I didn't have to worry about my cycles. And that's how I still am. So thank goodness we have Lindsay coming up next. She's going to teach me so much stuff about reports and pools, because for me, like, I'm just like, if I help my people and you guys have success, I will have success. And so I just encourage you today to stop focusing on you and to start pouring into your people. And the more you do that, the more you'll make more than you ever even thought was possible. And so this is really powerful. Write up on your mirror, like, that you're grateful for where you are. Because I always say, and I believe this wholeheartedly, that God will not give you more until you're grateful for what you have. And so be grateful for the 1 cycle, because we all started there. So we get paid every week, you guys. It's amazing. Every Monday, calculates every day. And so That's awesome. So I'm going to show you guys the 5 different levels of Isagenix, from associate to consultant, manager, director, and executive. So when you're first ordering, you come in as a customer and you're excited. And I love what Susan said, our goal is to create raving fans. So you're going to become a raving fan and you're going to share with 2 people and it's going to be awesome. So you're going to become an associate. And then right away, when you share with those 2 people, you will become a consultant, which is our first level. So for me personally, I share with my mom on my left and my husband on my right. And so when I did that, in the very first, I actually enrolled the same day as my mom and husband, because back in the olden days in Isagenix, you had to have 2 people before you accrued any volume. So right away, I enrolled 2 people. Now, if you enroll 2 people, you guys, you're going to get the double PIB. So on the left, I enroll my mom with the value pack. That's 100 PIB. On the right, I enroll my husband in the same week with the value pack. That's 100. Because I enrolled 2 in the same calendar week, remember, it doubles. So I get 200 on the left, 200 on the right. I got $50 for becoming a consultant. So that's $450 I got for becoming a consultant. Guys, that's crazy money for sharing with 2 people. I mean, if you're worried about the cost of Isagenix, open your mouth and talk to people and you'll never pay for it again. I mean, we paid for the product one time, our very first month. That was it. We never paid for it again in 12 years. So, you know, the first step was consultant. And the next step is manager, which is you share, they share. So simply helping your people. And I'll tell you this is my point of view, but you're not going to enroll 10 people who are just going to go get 10 people. Your job is to be proactive. And so I said to my mom, Mom, who do you know? Who are 2 people we could talk to? Okay, let's talk to this person and this person. My husband was not excited because he saw me do network marketing before and it wasn't the same experience. And so he's like, I'm not telling anybody. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go find 2 people that my husband loves and I'm going to help them get started. And so your job is to help your people find 2 people, you know, that they care about and love, who want better health, weight loss, more energy, time freedom, financial freedom, whatever it is, and to help them share it too. And when you do, when my mom shared with 2, I got $100 from the company for a consultant development bonus. Anytime one of your personally enrolleds shares with 2 people, you get $100, and you get that for your first 20 people that you enroll that become consultants. So then I helped my husband share with 2. I got 100 from him. So I took my original 450, added my new 200, and that's 650. And if you do this in your first 60 days, you guys, the company gives you an additional $250 for Crystal Manager. So you have a total of $900. So you guys, even if you start with the value pack and it's $589, you know, a little over $6 with shipping and tax, you're going to make $900 back if you do you share, they share. Just 2 people simply telling 2 people. And right now with the rapid reset, I'm not going to go into all those numbers that you guys can look up, the rapidcrystalreset.com and look at that. But you know, now the company is even giving you double. You have an opportunity to earn $500 if you hit manager by April 1st. So, you know, go to Rapid Crystal Reset and look at all those dates and the amounts you can earn there. So as you're doing this, you guys, as you're building your business, you know, you're going to see that your cycles start to increase. So the company added this awesome bonus here of the 5 cycles. So once you're a consultant, you have to be a consultant the week prior. When you hit 5 cycles the first time, the company is going to give you a bonus of $250. And the second time you hit it, another bonus of $250. And so it's like, for me, I can barely even keep track of all these bonuses because the company is so generous. There's always something new that they're putting forward, but make sure your team knows about this. If you have a team, look at their numbers, because if you look at your team and you see somebody at 3 cycles and it's only Friday, or, you know, it's easy to call them and say, okay, who can we talk to? Who on your team? You want to help your people hit this 5 cycle bonus, you guys, because when someone cycles the week that they get the 5 cycle bonus, they're going to get $250 for the 5 cycles, right? That they make, the 54 times 5. Then they're going to get $250 for the bonus. Then they're going to get their PIBs from that week and their cycles. So everything, you guys, when people do that, when our team hits the 5 cycle bonus, people are really earning like $700 to $1,000 that week. So it's a huge week for people. So really help your team to understand the 5 cycle bonus, right? So the next step is Crystal Director. So remember, manager was you share, they share, and director is just simply you share, they share 3 times. And I just always like to tell my team, just helping 6 people to eat a better breakfast, and then help those 6 people to share with 2 people. You guys, keep it simple. Like Jimmy Smith says to me all the time, why are they complicating my business? Like, keep it simple. Share the food. We have the best food on the planet. We have the best compensation on the planet, my opinion. So Just share with people how to eat a better breakfast and teach them to share with 2 people to eat a better breakfast. When you've done that with 6 people, the company gives you a bonus of $750 if you do that within your first 120 days. So it's awesome. That's Crystal Director. Again, you can go to the Crystal Rapid Reset to see the expedited time frame and amount. But it's just so simple. And you're every time that one of your people is sharing with 2, remember, you're also getting the $100 consultant development bonus. So look over on the left. That's over $1,650 just from your rank advancement bonuses, just from your RABs, not from anything else. So, if people need money on your team, show them how to do it. And when you hit director, you enter the director pool, you can earn, up to $2,500 and now so many other bonuses from the company, you guys. But this is, for more information on that, you can go to your back office, click on contests and promotions. Lindsay's going to share this about the pools as well. So it's going to be awesome. So stay on to hear from her. She's next. Rank advancement bonuses. I just want you guys to see this again. So 50 is consultant step 1. Step 2 is the 254 manager. Step 3 is your 500 you're going to get for the 5-cycle bonus, the 250 and 250. And step 4 is 750 for director. So I just want you guys to see it's just the step-by-step move your business forward. And the next step is Crystal Executive. And I'm going to be really straight here with you guys because I love you all and I want you to be successful. If you're on this call and you're saying to any of us, I want to build a business, I want to do it, but your goal is not executive, or if you've been in Isagenix longer than a year and you haven't hit executive yet, I don't believe what you're telling me, because it doesn't take a year to hit executive. I don't think it even takes 6 months. Like when the company gave us 6 months, now you get $1,000 bonus if you do this in 6 months. I'm like, it used to be 90 days. It used to be 3 months. And they moved it to 6 months. Everything keeps getting easier. I'm like, no, bring it back. Like, I know some of you are like, don't say that. But here's why, you guys. Because when people hit executive, even if it takes them 6 years, they do it in a week or in a month. It doesn't take them the whole 6 years. Just make the decision and go for it. Like, how badly do you want to change your life? Like, I was in a position where, I had to do this. Like, I expected Isagenix to work, and God will meet you at your level of expectancy. So what are you expecting? If you're expecting one person to say yes, okay, that's fine. But if you want to build a business with this and you want to give freedom to your family and to thousands of others and kids in Africa and Haiti and all over the world, then you better step up into your game and become an executive, because it is where the real money, like, executive is the key that unlocks the door. And I shouldn't have had so many e-shots. I'm like, but I'm so excited for you guys. Like, I want you to get this. Like, I just want you to get it, because it'll change your life. Like, it has changed our life, and it's not the money. It's the freedom. Like, my husband is upstairs with our 4 babies running around so that I can share with you. And when I'm done, we're going to spend the whole day together as a family. Like, we don't have to ask off, or, it's freedom. Like, it should be what you want. Like, go for this. It's just 10 people who are eating our food, who have 2 people who are eating our food. It's not hard. It's not hard is never seeing your kids. Hard is being broke. This is not hard. And so just decide what you're going to do today and go for it, because the leadership pools at executive are awesome. You can earn your portion of this every month, whether it's, sometimes we make $2,000. The largest we made in this is $51,000 for 1 month. And it was July of last year. And I remember Kathy called me, and I was in my front yard. My little boys were playing. They were 4 and 3. They were kicking the ball around. And she was like, hey, I'm going to tell you what your bonus was for last month. Are you sitting down? And I was like, okay. So I literally, in where our flower bushes are, there was like rocks. And I sat down on these little rocks. I'm like, I'm ready. And she's like, $51,000. And I remember, like, I couldn't even speak. Like, for us, that was more money than I had made in a year in my corporate job with 7 years of college education. And that was a bonus for a month, you guys. Like, just do the work. It's so worth it. Like, it's so worth it. So here is just the next steps. Remember, when you hit executive, get $1,000 bonus. When you hit 1 star the first time, which is 10 cycles in a week. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. 10 cycles in a week. You're going to get, a bonus of $1,000. You're going to get 500 and 500. When you hit the 2-star bonus, it's 2,000. You're going to get 1,000 the first time you do it, 1,000 the second time you do it. And when you hit 3-star, you're going to get a bonus of 3,000, which is 1,500 the first time you do it, 1,500 the second time you do it. So, make sure that you know these, that you have them up on the wall, even if they seem like a stretch of your imagination. That's where you want to go. So here are the total in bonuses. If you get all your rank advancement bonuses and the cycle bonuses, over $10,000 just from RABs. That's not PIBs. That's not cycle. That's not pools. That's just this. Like, teach this to your people. Make sure they understand. Make sure you understand. And have this in front of you. Have this everywhere. The Crystal Executive Plans, I'm not even kidding. I have 100 of them between my desk upstairs and my desk down here and in my car. I have them everywhere. And when I meet with somebody, you guys, to share with them about Isagenix, when I take my product catalog and I go to their house and I show them what pack they should order, tucked inside the front cover, I have an executive chart with an enrollment form of every one of these on my very first appointment. Because if that woman or man gives me any inclination that they want to change their life, I pull it out and I say, we're going to do this together. This is how we do it. And I show them from day one how they can do that. So I encourage you guys to go out to isagenixbusiness.com and go in the PDFs and print this. And there's like manager, director, executive. You can print all of them. I never print all those. I print page 4, which is this one. You don't care about manager, director. You're going to executive. That's your goal. And so print this one and have it everywhere and help your team achieve this. And you guys, when I was new, because we didn't have all the bonuses, I came in, and when I became an executive, like Trudy shared in 5 weeks, I took 2 women that I enrolled with me. And I said, we're all going to do this together. It's going to be so fun. So I hit executive, and within the next month, I had my first 2 people that hit executive with me. And what it did was it created a lot of volume, because back then we got paid on volume only. So that's what generated this cycle. So if you are one of those people who said, my cycles are stuck here, then I would say pull out an executive chart for you and pull out 2 more. And find 2 people to run with you. And all 3 of you move to executive together. I promise you, you will not complain about your cycles ever again, because you'll hit those bonuses and you'll get where you want to be. At executive, like I said, it's the key. You get a 10% matching bonus on your personally enrolled people's cycles. So say I enrolled Trudy and she is like killing it and she cycles 200 times a week, then I get paid 20 extra cycles a week, you guys, which is over $1,000 a week. That'd be over $50,000 a year just because I enrolled Trudy and I'm an executive. So I really want you guys to be clear on this, because when I was new, when we had this bonus and you're new and you're a new executive, you're like, wow, my executive match is like, $100. Well, guess what? The longer you coach your people and the more consistent you are, that's going to grow and grow and grow. And someday that'll be a huge portion of your income. This allows you to participate in the leadership pools, top achievers. Like this year, we're all going to Maui. Like, you want to be an executive so that you can take advantage of all these benefits. And another thing I'll share with you is that, you guys, you have to lead from the front. Like, I'm not going to tell my team to do something that I'm not doing. So we've been an executive from 5 weeks in, and we have not fallen out one time in 12 years. And I'm not telling you that to be like, woo. I'm telling you that to be like, it's worked for me too. But here's the deal. I can't tell you to do it if I'm not going to do it. So if you're on here and you're telling all your team, you got to do it, you got to do it, and you're not an executive, and I don't care if you hit executive, I'm talking about if you're not paid as executive, stop. Like, go get paid as executive and then tell your people to get paid as executive, okay? Because you have to lead from the front. And I love this. This is what one of my girlfriends had up on her wall, and I think it's awesome. It just shows from the very beginning, what you get paid for each of these levels. And you have to have a vision, you guys, from the beginning. When I talk to people, I'm not just saying I can provide you a solution to your health. I am saying I can provide you a solution to your finances, to your freedom, to whatever your dream is. Like, I can show you a way to help you accomplish that. Would you be open to learning more? If I could show you a way, would you be open to learning more? And that's what our purpose is to show people what their life can be, not to remind them of what it is, because that's not our job. Is to cast vision for people, right? And the good book says, without a vision, people will perish. And it's the same thing in this business. You have to cast vision. And so I just want to close with just challenging you guys to think differently. Think differently about, so many people come in and they're all about the product. The product is the business. The business is the product. You guys, you can't have one without the other. They're married together. And so if you're sharing the product, understand this, because the number one thing I see why people don't share about the money is their own self-consciousness. What will people think if I talk about the money? Or I haven't made enough money yet. Great. I hadn't made any money when I started either, but I just said I'm being mentored by a man who has, and he's going to help me and he'll help you. And so say I'm being mentored by one of these women who's on this call today, and they're going to help you too. Just think differently and allow yourself to go there. And when you do, your whole life will change, and it'll change for so many other people as well.